Systems that stick, the routines that carry you through 2026. Hello, friend, and welcome back to another episode of Organizing with Ease. And if you're here new, I'm Deanna Mall, your host, and your guide to simplifying your home and your life one small step at a time. And if you've been here since the beginning, welcome back. I'm so grateful you're here with me today. This is the week 2 of our 2026 Momentum series, a gentle, intentional way of what? Setting up the year without pressure of what? Perfection. Today we're diving into something I love totally, talking to my clients, teaching them, and also talking about them with you. The small systems that carry you through the year when motivation fades. So here we go. Grab your coffee, whatever it might be, and settle in and let's get started. I hope your first week of 2026 felt soft. You're like, what? Not perfect, not wildly productive, just a simple enough just to get that nervous system. I don't know about you, but if you got that memo of we're just easing into this year, we're not going to run into it, we're like, fast forwarding, sprinting. So let me tell you, my first week looked like a little bit mix of just coziness, football in the background, friends and family, and then me staring at my coffee maker like a crystal ball, and it was supposed to reveal my entire 2026 plan. So, can you visualize me standing in my kitchen doing that? Some of you are probably like, yeah, I could probably do it. And well, yeah, it kind of did. But anyway, but instead of forcing myself into this resolution mode or trying to fix something everything all at once, I leaned into something a little bit kinder to myself. And that is, it's those tiny systems that always bring me back into what? Alignment. So if episode 191, which was last week, that was all about our big exhale. Exhale, inhale. Our open the windows, our fresh sheets, our word of the year. But now today is our gentle grounding. It's that steady you heard me right, beneath your day. So during the holidays, we had one of those days. You ready? It's the kind. The kitchen looked like 5 people cooked in it simultaneously, laundry was on strike, and everyone needed something all at the exact time. And by 8 p.m., I was done. Are you feeling me? I was so done. But I did still manage my 5 to 10 minute evening reset. It wasn't to fully clean anything. Totally don't. I did not do that. I did not do any deep organizing sessions. It was just short, simple reset. I cleared my kitchen counters, of course. I do continue that as well with my coffee, my dirty dishes, putting them in the dishwasher, wipe down the sink. I dimmed my lights. I lit my soy candle because I so love that, even more so during the holidays. But again, we're in the new year. I still continue it. And I returned a few things back to their homes, which means that I returned things that were kind of misplaced. And that tiny system grounded me. It told my brain, you ready? You're okay, Deanna, and you're not behind. It's okay because you know why? Tomorrow will feel a little bit lighter. And that, my friend, is why systems really matter. And you're probably saying, well, that's great to hear, but what is a system? Like, what actually is it? So here it is. A system is simply something you do the same way most of the time that makes your life easier. Nothing fancy, nothing rigid, just supportive. Here's something that will actually explain why systems matter so much. This is a Cornell University. They found that we, of course, make over 35,000 decisions a day. And get this one, and 200 of them are all about, you ready? Food. So, but of course we're tired and of course we're overwhelmed. Systems reduce the matter and the number of decisions your brain has to make. They create what? Predictability and stability. They give you back mental space. Systems aren't pressure, they're actually protection. So, what's the difference now? You're probably thinking now that you're like thinking about systems. How does that relate to a routine versus a ritual? So, a routine is what you do, right? A ritual is how you feel while you do it. So when you turn your routines into rituals, you transform the energy behind them. And here's the stat of the science that backs this one up. I'm not making this up. You ready? The Journal of Experimental Psychology found that adding a simple ritual increases follow through by up to 43%. That's pretty big. Why? It's because rituals activate emotion, meaning your routines stop feeling like a task and like a to-do list, right? And they start feeling like moments. When you light a candle, you open up the blinds, you play music, your system becomes something you look forward to. And I can actually attest to that because I do. When I open up my blinds, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Good morning. I look outside, the sun is shining. I do play my music. There might be other things that you might do, but these are some ideas that you could, if you haven't started, could start. Now, there are 3 anchor systems that you could start. If not, if you haven't already started, you could start. And these are systems that will change your entire year. You might already do them, but now you might like to add a little bit more to it. I am going to add to the show notes my daily, weekly, and monthly checklist just to let you know what I do in greater details. It's a free download. I'm going to add it to my show notes. The morning ease routine. It's just that one anchor action. It's not a long checklist. And here's why even one habit matters. A University of Nottingham study found that a 27% increase in emotional regulation when mornings have what? One predictable habit, which means what? Your morning sets the emotional tone for the entire day. But wouldn't you agree? Right? Like if you're in a good mood in the morning, man, I'm telling you, my days are just amazing. But if I had like a bad night and I couldn't sleep well or something like that, and I'm up at 2 a.m., my morning start is kind of not that peppy, but still making it work, but yet it's just not there. Are you grasping? Do you see the difference on that one? So now that we're going to just go fast forward straight into the evening reset. It's that 5 to 10 to 15 minutes. That's it. And the science is incredible. UCLA found that women who do a small evening reset have lower cortisol the next morning. Who knew? Lower cortisol, you know what that means, equals what? Calmer mornings, which we all want. Your body actually feels the difference, much lighter. So try it out. Try that evening reset. I, of course, do that kitchen, like I said, and clearing out my kitchen counters. I do fluff up my pillows in my living room, put my TV remotes back where they belong because they seem to always be everywhere else but where they belong. My blankets that I have with my girls or my husband, the family, I put them back as well. And that's it. Tidy up. Super simple, simple. The Sunday reset, Sunday setup, just 10 minutes. Again, mine sometimes take a little bit longer. Yours might also take a little bit longer, but you can actually start if you haven't, take time 10 minutes off. The European Journal of Social Psychology found that simple weekly planning increases follow through by over 40%. That's actually saves you 10 minutes on a Sunday, saves you at least, I would say, hours during the week, right? So for me, my Sunday is, of course, that includes my meal planning. It includes my calendar, which is my family calendar, my business planner. I do plan, of course, for the next day because that's Sunday, Monday. I make sure that if I have any client appointments scheduled for that day that I'm ready for them. I get the car packed if I have to bring things as well. And that just gets me going for that Monday start and also a sneak peek of the week ahead. Of course, it does not include any of those aha moments, which we all have encountered, right? But at least it gets everything else done, and I can handle those aha moments pretty well sometimes. But you have to just inhale and exhale on those moments, right? So, how do you choose the right system? You're probably thinking or asking yourself, what version of me does need this support? Do you need the calm version? Do you need the focused version of yourself? What about that mom version? Or how about even that business woman version? Yes. Or that rested version, hopeful version? You get me, right? You can just keep going on going. But choose systems that align with the word of the year for you that you've chosen. So if your word is momentum, like mine, choose systems that move. If your word is ease, you want to simplify. If your word is balance, choose systems that create boundaries. Your systems should feel like support and not stress. Micro habits for women who don't have that extra time, because we hear this all too often. right? We say it to ourselves. We hear about it when we talk about it to our friends. I hear about it a lot with my clients as well. There's not enough time. But guess what? Before I give you any examples, here's a stat that's going to shift everything on your mindset. The Duke University found that 45% of our day is made up of habits, not decisions. So almost half of your day it's already automated. Doesn't that feel already like a little bit like like a relief, knowing that half of your day is already automated, which you've already set in stone? How about that? And if you've already gotten that going, so that means that just one tiny little shift repeated daily can change your whole life. It's those micro habits to try out. Tidy up while you wait. Putting laundry away on the same day. Resetting your TV room. How about that? Nightly. Include that into your reset, right? What about that one touch rule? And so you're probably thinking, what is a one touch rule? So the one touch rule is honestly is where you handle an item or a task only once, deciding immediately to file it, act on it, or discard it, rather than setting it down to what? To deal with it later. This helps prevent clutter and procrastination in physical spaces, emails, and digital files. So, hang up that coat. If you're in the winter, hang up that coat. Put the dishes in the dishwasher. Place the mail in the designated spot right away. Complete a small task like that one load of laundry, right? Folding it instead of breaking it up into multiple steps, which we actually all know that laundry is my nemesis, and we know that the washing, the drying, the folding, and the putting away, those are four big steps on how to do laundry, and it can be a little bit daunting. But again, if you take it as a small task, you will be able to break it down and complete it. The benefits of this one touch rule is that it prevents items from piling up into what those quote unquote temporary spots, right? Oh, I'll just drop it here and I'll get back to it. And it also eliminates that need to revisit and process things multiple times. It reduces that mental load of unfinished tasks, leading into a clearer mind. And honestly, I have to tell you, it improves your focus. It helps you complete tasks fully before starting new ones. And the best part is it actually decreases the overwhelm. That is the one touch rule. So now there's also what they have for micro habits to try is also the 2 minute rule. That's another one. So you have the one touch rule, and now we have the 2 minute rule. And the 2 minute rule is more of actually a productivity technique from David Allen's Getting Things Done GTD system. It's if a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately instead of postponing or listing it, preventing mental clutter and building that momentum. So if it takes less than 2 minutes, you do it now. Respond to a quick email, wash that single dish, put away your coat, file a document where it belongs into those organized files that you have on your computer. And why does this work? It works because it prevents small tasks from piling up and occupying the mental space. What it also allows you to do, it actually allows you to free up the focus before the bigger items. The key takeaway for the 2 minute rule is that this rule helps you tackle small tasks immediately and makes you actually start new habits effortlessly. It's also clearing your mind and it's building consistent actions. So, again, we had that one touch rule, we have the 2 minute rule, we have the tidy while you wait, putting laundry away on the same day, possibly. And so, what is this? These are small shifts, but it's actually a big impact. So, let's do a quick recap before we close. Let's take a deep breath and recap what we covered today. We talked about a system that's actually what? A simple one, repeatable action that saves your energy, reduces decision fatigue, because God knows we don't want to have that decision fatigue. I don't know. Sometimes when I get it, I get headaches. We explore the difference between routines and rituals and how rituals increase follow through by 43%. And we broke down the 3 anchor systems for 2026. Morning ease routine, supporting emotional regulation. Evening routine, lowering next morning cortisol because that's what we want. We go to bed beautiful because we know the next morning when we wake up, our house is already a little bit refreshed. That's Sunday setup, boosting weekly follow through. We talked about choosing systems that support the version of yourself growing into it. Again, we did that. We talked about the 2-minute rule, the one touch rule, tidy up while you wait version of that, right? And we covered the power of micro habits because 45% of your day is habit driven. And friend, you don't have to change everything. Remember that. You don't. You don't need to start all 10 systems. You just need to choose one that feels like it's a relief, one that feels it's going to support you, one that makes your tomorrow much easier. And that is how momentum is built. It's built on slow, steady, and guess what? It's going to be also sustainable. So here's your challenge for this week. Just choose one system, just one. The one that makes your shoulders drop and you feel amazing. The one your future self will smile. The one that feels doable. I love celebrating these small and mighty wins with you, so I'm cheering you on already. Thank you for being with me today. Until next week.